Welcome back to another episode review. For this time, it'll be for Last of Wait, that's not how you start. Wait, I messed up. I'm sorry. It's console review, not episode review.
All reviews.
All right. Okay. Retake. Three, two, one. Welcome back to another console review. This time we are going to review The Last of Us episode 8. This will be a spoiler discussion. So, if you haven't watched it, go watch episode 8 first and then come back to this video and share your thoughts down below in the comments section. Yes, and I guess before we get started, yeah, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, so you get more of our contents. And of course, you can always what's the name? Follow us everywhere on the podcast version of this episode, I guess, at the Councilmen, where you can find us basically everywhere on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Castbox, Stitcher, Podbean. Yeah, any podcast platform, you can pretty much find us. And yeah, if you want to catch the live stream of next week's episode, you can always find it on YouTube, also at the Councilman. And as of our socials, yeah, you can follow us here at Councilman Show on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. And we have an email at councilmanshow@gmail.com. Yep. So yeah, let's get started, I guess, with Last of Us episode 8 spoiler discussion. All right, so um I don't know, this episode, I feel like it's one of the more what do you call it? It's very intense, right? That's how I feel it. It's very intense. Because throughout, I guess, Ellie and Joel is in danger, right? Joel is dying, kind of thing. Well, not dying. He's surviving, kinda on the bed. Yeah, and then Ellie is the one that has to fight and protect him against the what are they? The cult, I guess. I'm just gonna call them the cults. I don't know who they are specifically, but yeah. It's just that whole thing is just intense. Especially when what's the name? Ellie went hunting kind of thing, and then they met the two guys. And then like when they're in the campfire thing, that's when the 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 leader of the priest thingy, he revealed that, oh, you're the one that killed one of our guys, kind of thing. Like, oh, all right. And then the other guy shows up. Ooh, what is she gonna do? Ellie has never been in this kind of situation, right? Like alone, especially. So yeah, that's interesting to see how it goes. Yeah, and then the villain as well in this one, like the priest and the whole cult thing. They
David, his
are
name.
what are their names?
David. David was the main cult leader, priest guy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like yeah, he gives such a creep vibe kind of thing. Yeah, I mean from the opening shot where when we get when we the opening shot when he's like reading from the Bible and everything, I'm already like, oh god, oh yeah, this guy is most likely screwed up somehow in the head. It's never a good sign whenever you get introduced by reading a Bible verse. I don't know, man. I feel like usually that's not a good sign. Yeah, but overall, though, this episode is action filled, is very intense and very gore as well, I guess, right? Yeah. What do you think, Rick, about this episode?
So yeah, this episode, well, one, it's quite nice that we get to see again Ellie's perspective on all things. Her trying to survive and all that without Joel. And yeah, I think the bad guys were pretty cool too. You know, like these like creepy cult with like with clear like vibe, well, a weird vibe, sus vibes. He's very sus.
Sus vibes.
Yeah,
They're very sus vibes.
they're very
Yeah.
sus. Yeah. But I also like the fact that they have like the little like, intro. It starts with them in the beginning, so kind of gives us a kind of a backstory of them as well, a little bit.
Yeah.
And what else? Yeah, also this, like you mentioned, this is the most one of the most action-packed episodes, but also like one of the most brutal episodes because you see like
Hmm.
how how the kills and stuff done in here were like, yeah, they were like straight up like very violent.
Especially I think when Ellie like distracted them, and then Joel went on a killing spree in the little town thingy. Yeah, with
Yeah, yeah.
he just stabs the guy in the neck and everything. Like, oh damn, and
Joel
tortures
woke
here
up
the
and
guy.
chose Joel
Yeah.
woke up and chose violence. He literally just got up of the bed like wounded and he's like
He barely can move. He literally like plopped himself onto one of the guys to stab
guy
his neck.
and just stabbed his neck. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was
And he was just
man was on
holding
a
onto
kill.
his dear life to not fall off.
Hmm. Actually,
Yeah.
to be honest, though, like yeah, throughout the games, Joel, like a lot of the enemies have actually considered Joel as to be this kind of like crazy madman killing
Oh,
guy. So technically,
he
we're
already
getting
have
to see
a
that he had
he
a
already have a
reputation already.
reputation. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, throughout,
Oh,
and now he's actually kind of murderous in this. Not kind of, he's very murderous in here.
I mean, he is fighting for his survival and Ellie's as well this
And
time.
Ellie's as
Like,
well. Yeah, he
yeah,
has every right to be this brutal. Yeah,
yeah. Like he
which is
literally
cool.
shows no mercy to the guy. Like, what's his name? He already points out. Okay, here's the location. Kills the guy, and then the other guy is just like, yeah, I don't need your answer.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah, that's straight up badass though from Joel for sure.
it is. It is.
Yeah. Uh, what was it? I mean, Ellie herself, she's also like her fight after she got captured and everything, like how to, I guess, I don't know, is tenacious the right word?
Yeah, she is. Yeah, that's the right
Yeah,
word.
right.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
she
yeah,
keeps
yeah.
fighting back, right? And she keeps like telling him to like screw off or whatever,
Yeah, and then
telling
she
him
even
that he's
kind of
weird.
manipulate him by bring him close and then breaking his hand kind of thing. Oh,
Yeah.
Ellie's badass. Yeah. Uh, I'm a, and then was it? Yeah, I wasn't expecting the whole what's the name? I don't know, it just didn't cross my mind that they were eating human meat kind of thing. So
Mm.
yeah. And probably that's not the only one kind of thing, because we get to see some of the human getting like in the meat hook kind of.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, from Joel. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
from
yeah.
Joel's perspective. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of a surprise for me. But thinking back, I'm like in hindsight, like, oh yeah, that makes sense that they're eating humans. I guess they do need meat.
Mm.
Yeah. Uh, what else is there? Um, I don't know. Did guess the ending? It's just so what's the name? I don't know. I feel so bad for Ellie though at the end, because like after she fights she kills off, was it David, right?
Yeah, David. Yeah.
Yeah. And then she runs out of the burning house thingy, and then like like when Joe got her, and then like she's just so traumatized, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel so bad for Ellie there, but then they're like, oh yeah, she calmed down when she realizes Joel. And Joe and Ellie really their chemistry is just really great. Yeah. Uh, what else is there? Oh no. Well, do you have another part you want to talk about, Eric?
Mm, well, I guess apart from like just saying David is an absolute menace of a man.
Dude, David is
It's
yeah,
crazy. Yeah,
yeah, like you said, sus.
it's very sus. Yeah.
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah, and they did try to make him like seem like a kind of a good, caring person in the beginning, but then
We
it's
all know that's just a facade.
yeah, we all know it's just a facade. Yeah.
Yeah. uh, Here, I guess I'll read off Albert. Albert wrote down
But
his review, I guess, for this episode.
yeah,
He's a This from Albert's message, I guess. Uh, the most brutal episode, crazy, nasty violence and then that ending with Ellie, and the priest is insane. And when Joel finally found her and said "baby girl," that warmed my heart. Oh, and also the fact that the priest is clearly a pedo and was a former teacher that's next level creepy. Yeah, I didn't really. I mean, I kind of do feel the pedo vibe from him, but then after Albert mentioned it, right, he was a former teacher. Yeah, that's creepy. Yeah,
It just implies that the man was creepy even before the
the
outbreak
man is
happened.
already a bad guy
Yeah,
before the whole
before
was it
the
before
outbreak.
the
Yeah,
whole cordyceps thing. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that's
So yeah,
messed up. Yeah.
honestly, the performance though from I don't know who plays David.
Who
Let me
plays
check real
David?
quick. Yeah. Last of Us episode 8 cast. Honestly, yeah, the actor that plays David, Scott Shepard, that's his name. Um, he did an incredible job, I think. Uh,
He
yeah,
did. He
for
portrayed like a proper like scary. Like he's not just a creep, but like actually scary.
yeah, yeah.
Like
He
actually
he's both a
menacing.
creep and scary. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not just like, what a creep. It's actually like this guy's terrifying.
Yeah, when he wants to be menacing, he can kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is yeah
I think the
impressive.
problem is, yeah, I think the problem is like because when he is menacing, like he still like tries to speak in a soft voice, and that makes it even
Mm-mm-mm.
more creepy, right?
Yeah.
Instead of like a guy going like I'm gonna kill you, it's more like come here, little girl. Ooh, that's creepy. He doesn't sound like that, but you know what? It's closer to that than the other.
It's closer to that, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like really though, the performance. I mean, Last of Us, all the performance has been amazing. So this one is like, it's definitely on par with everything else. Yeah. Yeah. I guess I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say. So do you, Vic? If not, we can just get into the
You
your
want to get to
specialty,
the
the
you
game
want
comparisons.
the game comparisons. So you want to
Oh,
go
wait,
to
I
that?
forgot to
Because I have nothing
mention.
else to say. Yeah.
I feel bad for the horse.
Oh yeah. Poor horse. Oh,
I
yeah.
feel bad.
Got shot.
Yeah, poor horse. I like the horse.
Mm.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to the game comparison. I guess from
Oh.
Avic.
Yeah. Game comparison time. All
On
right.
to you.
So the reason why I quite like this episode kind of a lot is because has to be the most accurate to the game like part than any other episodes. Like literally the dialogue, pretty much almost every single dialogue you see with Ellie interacting with David is 100% taken from the game with little to no
Ooh.
change. Like how they met up in the campfire, how they met up when she killed the deer, how they met up when what is it, they were warming by the fire, and then like James came in from from behind.
Behind. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and like so like when he mentioned like, oh, you killed apa like this crazy man killed someone, like all of that dialogue is all the exact same apart from like little minor changes. Even like in the end as well. I mean, like in terms of like the actual like scenes itself, again, it's actually quite accurate too.
I mean,
What
this
is it?
time they can follow the action scenes, I guess, because it is action filled.
It is action filled,
This
yeah.
episode. Yeah. Yeah. And it's
Yeah,
not like,
most
and it is within context of them going fighting back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. So, yeah, and when Ellie's in the cage as well, all of that's the same. When how James died with his neck cut, how Ellie like cut his neck, that's exactly the same way as well in the game. Like
Ooh.
a lot of it is pretty much similar in the game. Um, Now the stuff that's a bit different, I guess I'll get to little details first. I guess first Ellie, she was not wielding a gun or rifle, she was wielding a bow in the
A
game.
bow. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she had a bow, but I guess it never explained how she got it in the game. So I guess in the story context and series, they're
Oh,
just
in
like,
the
yeah,
game
let's not bother.
she just
Suddenly
suddenly
have a
have a
bow.
bow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not only that, I think
Alright.
like that's the first time you do get a bow in the game. So
Just out of nowhere.
just out of nowhere, she has a bow. Yeah. What else is there? I guess parts of the action scenes were a bit more extended for game sake's purposes, you know. Like for example,
Yeah.
after the interaction with David, instead of Ellie running away in the series, what happened was they fight off like a horde of cordyceps zombies. So
Right, this episode has no cordyceps in it.
yeah,
Sometimes I
basically.
forgot when watching The Last of Us, like, because cordyceps is not really put front and center in this series so far, right?
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
like they always
it's
focus on the human first. So
on the
sometimes I
human story
forgot.
aspect.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah, come to
sometimes I
think of it,
forgot.
I
Like,
should
yeah,
mention, yeah, again,
cordyceps.
yeah, again, the introduction, yeah, that technically that's not in the game, obvious reasons, because it doesn't follow Joel and Ellie. So, when they
Yeah.
introduce the priest, that's actually what I wanted to say. It's actually more creepy because I knew that they were cannibals in game, right?
Hmm.
So I knew they were cannibals from the start. That's why, remember in the beginning, they're like, when can we bury my dad? And they're like, the ground is too cold. He's making up excuses. They want to eat him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I already know he's
Oh,
making up excuses. Man was sus, big sus. They eating their
man was
dad.
sus from the beginning. Yeah.
The man was man's creepy. Yeah, no, they definitely killed, not killed, eat the the body. That's best.
Like in the game, are they cannibals by choice, or is it the same like this? Like they just have no other choice kind of thing.
Um, I think it's the same like in the series, but it's a
Oh,
bit
okay.
more villainous in there. And because like in this one, it sounds like they're genuinely struggling, desperate,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
dying. But in the game, they're just like, ah, shit, there's no game here, so we just eat people. It sounds like they're a bit more malicious in game. And also, yeah,
Yeah,
David
yeah.
is actually different in game. Like I don't think he was ever mentioned to be a priest or a teacher of sorts.
Oh, so it's just a
Um,
leader
yeah, he's
in
just
the
kind of
game.
like a leader. Yeah, he's kind of like a leader, but he like kind of lied to Ellie. I guess he's just like, oh, we're just another survivor. We're struggling. Blah blah
I
blah.
quite like the addition then to
Mhm.
David's backstory from him being a teacher and kind of a priest thingy. So
Yeah,
yeah, it
basically,
makes
yeah.
it creepier, right?
Makes it creepier.
Especially with
Yeah,
that pedo creep vibe.
yeah. Because in the end, he was just kind of like a psychotic killer, really, just a basic psychotic killer. In the end, it's like
Mm,
he's not like he doesn't have like the creepy parts on him. He's just like a bit. He's just a bit psychotic. That's it.
a bit loose in the brain.
Just a bit loose in the brain. Oh, and also another detail. When Joel like finally got out and killed like all the people.
Oh
When he
yeah,
was
yeah.
torturing, yeah, when he was torturing them, I think I'm not sure which one's more brutal. I'm guessing the one in the series is good. When he killed the guy in the chair, in the
Mm-hmm.
series he stabbed him in the heart, and in the game he
Oh
just kind
yeah.
of went behind him and like snapped his neck like that.
Mm,
Either way, they're both equally brutal in my opinion.
equally brutal, I
That,
guess.
yeah,
I
that's
guess
a slight
the
difference.
stab to the heart. I guess the neck snap is more instant. I don't.
Yeah, I know, but like
I
hearing the
guess.
crack is a bit,
Yeah, it is.
it's
It
just like,
is more like ooh. Yeah.
ooh. Yeah, and I think one last detail is also what is it? Ellie, when Ellie was killing David, it was exactly the same. That's also exactly the same where she was like, "Ah," just like shouting and
Oh yeah. Yeah.
stabbing him repeatedly. That's also
Oh
in the
yeah.
game, but it's exactly the same. But Joel like grabbed her out of that state and like calmed her down in the game.
Oh.
Not
Yeah. Yeah.
after
Yeah.
she ran out. Yeah. So again, that was differences there. So yeah, but apart from like literally just the minor details, everything is pretty much the same. Even the what is it, the dialogues. Oh wait, I had one more thing. The horse died slightly more brutally.
What? Just
It got
shot?
shot. No, it was shot, but it also tumbled off a small cliff
Oh.
along with Ellie
What?
on it.
Why they gotta add that part?
Yeah. I don't know. But okay, well I guess the horse did got shot anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna believe that the horse died from the shot, not from the fall. In the game, at least. Yeah. Uh. What else is it? Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, this episode is just really good. Um. It's just really good. This episode, the most action-packed one for sure. Would you put this above episode 5, Rick? I
No, no. Episode
I
5
think
was
episode
still the
5 is still
most.
the best.
No, that's
Yeah.
still the best and most. That's literally the most tragic part of the game. It's what haunts everyone with depression. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
no,
mean,
it's not
episode
above
5,
episode
yeah,
5.
it's the one of the most emotion and action in it as
Yeah,
well.
it is. It is. It is. Yeah. So no, nothing
Yeah.
tops 5. I'm afraid. I think that's
So
out of the
far, nothing top
discussion.
5.
Yeah.
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 But like,
But
if you just want pure action, yeah, this one's definitely got it.
yeah,
Like
it's
throughout
better.
the episode, at least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it more than 7. So actually, yeah, I like it a bit more than 7 because 7 is
Yeah,
mostly just the
definitely.
backstory, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um.
I
Oh,
have not
what
much
else
to
is there?
say after this.
Yeah, it's uh, um. This is the second to last episode, so
Yeah,
tomorrow, I guess it's the.
the
Well, I don't
final
know.
episode.
On Sunday, whenever it's out, that's the final episode. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to that. Yeah, I don't know, like from since you already know the game, like, do you think the final episode is just going to be another 50 minutes episode, or is it going to be a 1 hour 20 minutes kind of episode?
Actually,
What do you
it
think?
based on PewDiePie's gameplay, right? His final episode as well. is about 40 minutes, so I think they don't need to extend it or
Do you
anything.
need to extend it? Alright, so that means they
Yeah,
spaced it perfectly then there.
they paced it perfectly, I think. Yeah, and
Huh.
I don't know
Even
if I'm
with the
getting
added
anyone's.
DLC.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm getting anyone's hopes up, but it's possible that this would be the most action-packed one. I remember the final mission was super action-packed.
Uh, we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Because
Yeah,
they do change quite a lot of stuff, right? To
quite a
kind of
lot.
skip the
What
gameplay
Yeah,
in
they
the
skipped a lot of the
series.
gameplay aspects. Like I should
Yeah.
mention, like in the game, right, in this part of the story, when they were fighting the hordes of infected, her and David, like they even
Hmm.
had to fight off like a bloater, the big guy
Oh,
from episode I
we
forgot, like
literally
yeah
only
5,
seen
yeah.
Bloater once
He
in
saw
this whole series.
he got like 10 seconds of screen time basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's so far it. Yeah.
I guess, yeah, I guess that's about it for Last of Us episode 8 spoiler discussion. Really, really, really great episode. This one. I really can't wait for. I'm pretty sure we can't wait for the final episode here. Yeah. So stay tuned for next week, I guess, where we definitely. I guess we are doing the whole series review. I
Yeah.
suppose, right?
Are
Yeah,
we
for
gonna do
next
it
week.
live as well?
Well, we'll
Probably.
see.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll see.
see with the time. And what's the name? With the time. Yeah. All right. I guess let's just do a quick plug here for our podcast. I guess, yeah. And yeah, you guys like before, you guys can find us on the Councilman on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Castbox, Stitcher, Podbean, basically any podcast platform. You can find us there. And if you want to catch the live stream of our podcast next week, yep, you can also find us on YouTube, also at the Councilman. And if you want to follow our socials for updates or I don't know highlights, I guess if we add them. You guys can find it at Councilman Show on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. And I guess if you want to send some emails, that'll be on councilmanshow@gmail.com. Yep. Um and I guess yeah, we got merch as well. At what is this? tpublic.com/user/councilman dash show. So yeah, if you ever want to buy merch. I don't know why you would want to though. But yeah,
Oh boy.
share your thoughts down below in the comments, and yeah, don't forget to like the video as well. So yeah, and with that, the council half of the councilman has reviewed, and we'll see you on the next one.